Good times with the Chieftain at the Military Vehicle Technology Foundation. Haven't been there in a while, and I was in the driver's seat of the M4 Sherman. I hardly fit.
Well, you're a very large
6'2".
man.
Yeah, I mean, I did fit. I was okay, like, in order to drive it around. I would not fit in the German tanks at all as a driver.
It's amazing because, like, if you look at us on screen, we both look pretty, I think, reasonably
dimensionally
height.
the same.
But
yeah.
if we stood up and stood next to each other, I'd be like, "Hi, Clutch.
Yeah,
what are you doing,
you're
sir?"
how tall?
I'm 5'6.5"
Okay.
5'7".
I'm 6'2". So
Yeah.
that's
5 inches.
yeah, almost.
No,
half a foot.
no, a lot more than that. I'm sorry, 7 inches.
Yeah, you're the math guy.
God, I suck. 7 inches. Wow.
Yeah, it's a blessing and a curse sometimes, man. I can intimidate people just by existing, and then I have to duck when I visit China and Korea and other places. Anyways, looks like our face-off's gonna be ready for SIMP versus Hammer Time. Let's go ahead and jump into the face-off between these two team captains. Good evening, gentlemen.
By the way,
evening.
that's a Logitech G35 that Creek Master is wearing.
Oh,
Just to let you know.
Nice. All right, Kriegmaster 17 from Hammer Time. First off, congratulations making it to the league. I know it's week 2, but I haven't got to talk to you guys yet, so it's good to have you here. You're performing well. You're currently undefeated. You took down River of Blood and War and Peace. How are you feeling about week number 2?
We're feeling good. Feeling like we're playing very well together. Getting practice hours in, feeling really good about this match, so hopefully it's a good one.
Hopefully, indeed. Simp was the number 2 team. They took home $25,000 at the Season 1 finals. Are you going to stand in the way for them to take more money? Do you want a piece of that money, Hammer Time?
Oh, hell yeah.
All right, Mac G, always great to see you. Simp, 3-0. You did have a shootout win over Simple Tankers, which means you have 7 league points. How are you guys feeling about week 2?
We're feeling a lot better. I think week 1, we were taking it too lightly. We got lucky. We ended up with 2 wins that I don't think we should have got. I think we should have started week 2 0-2, but somehow we lucked out. I don't know, but that woke us up. We came back. We're like, all right, we need to focus. We need to buckle down because these teams are looking to beat us, and if we keep playing the way we did, they're gonna beat us, and we're gonna be sitting home while everyone's in Vegas. So this week we're feeling a lot better. We're feeling like we got back to a place where we want to be.
Were you caught off guard or surprised by the amount of talent that is in Season 2 in comparison to Season 1?
I wasn't caught off guard. I mean, I'm always expecting them to be good. What caught us off guard, I think, well, me personally, Season 1, it happened during the summer when I had nothing else to do. So I was able to lock it down. But, this season, I've been having to juggle it with school and real life. So it's been a challenge for me and the team, to keep that focus that we had in Season 1.
I understand that challenge, and we appreciate you and the rest of the players that do devote their time to participate in the league. We're all trying to make it so one day you guys can be doing this full time. We're getting there, season by season. But good job on you staying in school. How long do you have left to go?
2 more years.
2 more years. I tell you what, man, life is so much better after college. When you have responsibility and bills and all sorts of things. But good on you, Mac G. Do you have any words for Hammer Time before we start this match?
Just good luck, have fun, man. That's what it's all about.
Kriegmaster 17, any response?
Same to you guys. Hopefully, Endo goes mad YOLO.
Hopefully.
Looks like they're counting on it. Simp,
when
you have
he
the highest
dies,
seed.
everyone wins. I guess we'll go with tails.
Tails. All right, let's go ahead and flip the coin. Heads, it is. Hammer Time. You have map choice or defer.
We'll defer.
Deferral. Simp, what is your map choice?
We'll go with cliffs.
Cliff will be the first map. And what would be your spawn position, Hammer Time?
We'll take south.
South side cliff for Hammer Time. Simp will take the north side. Gentlemen, good luck.
For the tank lineup, we have 2 IS-3s, a Pershing, and 2 1390s for Hammer Time. On the other side, an IS-3, a T-69, and 3 1390s, a much lighter lineup for Simp. Let's see what they do with their advantage in mobility in the very early game stages. Normally, they'll claim position and try to get HP advantages very early.
That's right. Blue Boys Captain's going to be leading that charge, though, as they go into the center of the map here. A bit of a spread from the T1s. Crimson's going to be hanging back in his L tractor for a defense. I always thought the engine of the L tractor reminds me of a very, very, very deep tone of a cat purring for some reason. But here we're going to see a bit of the spread in the center of the aisle of these two rock
Look at this.
faces.
I really like this. This is the scout run for Zazie right now. And he's going all the way to the east side, saying, okay, you have a lot more mobility. The 3 1390s over my 2 1390s, you can get to the center much faster than me, so I'm just going to give it up completely. They're going to the east side. Very interesting. Of course, Blue Boys Captain, Endo, and who's the last? Heavy 20. They're all going to the center, taking map control. Is it going to be enough? Actually, Blue Boys Captain going all the way on the top of the hill. We can't see that just yet, but you can.
Yep.
Is he going on the hill?
Blue Boys Captain is trying to reach up to that side, and he is on top next to the lighthouse. I'll be your candle on the water is what he's singing from Pete's Dragon right now. One of my favorite Disney musicals. One of my favorite songs to sing in choir. But enough about me. Blue Boys Captain up to the top. Will he be able to scout? He does. He does see Tanker 91 and Drynets, at least for a bit, or somebody does at least. And he does see Tanker 91 again in that IS-3, but not the best gun depression for the 1390s for him to get the kill. Still sees Zazie over to the other side. Mac G in the T1 trying to lock down that position if they do move further north. And now some shots being fired from Adroxus and Singh into Tanker 91.
Ooh.
Tanker 91 taking a couple more hits here, and he's going to have to back out in his IS-3.
Power of center control and going over to the east side. They're trying to make a play and maybe move a lot of the players, but what they're able to do, the Simp guys are able to do, is catch some of the tanks that are out of position and still approaching a position where they can be defensive. And from here, I mean, there's just such an extreme amount of positional advantage for Simp. Not only do they have the center, but they also have the west, which is so important to control cap. What they're going to be trying to do now is figure out where the T1s are, and they should be rotating Mac G and Crimson all the way around to go for cap pressure to force the rest of the blue team. That is, of course,
Hammer time.
Okay.
You got that hammer
Come on
time.
now, Jeff.
Hammer time sadness.
Hammer time will have to go in the crossfire to defend the cap.
No, they wouldn't. Adroxus is in a good position in his IS-3 to push in a little bit further if Mac G is able to spot the rest of them. But Blue Boys Captain does keep having that spotting position up on the top of the lighthouse to see what's happening. And now from that northern approach, Adroxus and Singh are going to move in against Tanker 91. This is an isolation scenario that's perfect for this play because Tanker 91 is all alone. And he's going to get unloaded upon by Singh and his teammate just to the left. And Blue Boys Captain actually gets the kill from up top in the 1390. Adroxus was trying to line up that shot, but
and
the IS-3 was still reloading.
They're going for a big cap right now, putting a couple of tanks to screen the IS-3 Drynets. And who is that? The Pershing, Photo Finish, are going to come up in the center and just say, no, you guys shall not pass. The two T1s are going to overmatch the Crimson and Crimson Corsair at the cap, and they're just going to try to outcap their opponents. Well, Mac G also rushes back, but there's two 1390s, NYPD and Zazie there.
And it's a 4-on-2 right now in the center of the map. Photo Finish at 206. He gets destroyed. Endo gets the kill against him. A couple more shots left on Drynets. One more, 62 HP. Adroxus lines up, doesn't even stop really to hit that shot. But Red Base is under attack. Zazie's going to try to slow them down in his 1390, and rightfully so. That's a good move by Zazie. But Mac G in the T1 is going to get there as soon as he can, and he does get the reset before he goes down. Nice play by Mac G. Now the Mac attack has been unleashed.
Heavy 20 able to connect. No, Adroxus able to connect on Kriegsmaster. And now there's only two tanks on cap. NYPD going to throw out another shell, but they are being surrounded. The mobility is unreal for Simp Main, as they're going to clean up this series, or excuse me, not this series, this battle.
Well, the first battle, at least. Kind of jumping the gun a little bit, but it could be the case here. Hammer Time, however, has not lost the battle yet. Same for Simp. 2 undefeated teams right now. And day 2 of week number 2. The 3-week play of WGLNA Season 2, and Blue Boys Captain stays away from Zazie for a bit and waits for Heavy 20 to move into his 1390, and shot 1 rings out. It's a miss. Shot 2 is a hit. 19 HP, one more hit, and the last tank remaining for Hammer Time goes down. Simp takes battle number 1 on Cliff. And great play. I liked what Hammer Time was trying to accomplish, and they were a couple of seconds out, I mean, a matter of 10 seconds of a difference. But the 4-on-2 in that center area, if they could have held out just for a little bit longer and maybe had a couple more tracks against those 1390s, might have been a different story if it wasn't the case.
I don't think you can reasonably do caps. It doesn't matter if you come from the east or the west, whether you're surprising your opponents or not. Center control is there for Simp main. They have 3 1390s. They're going to be able to get back to cap a large percentage of the time.
Yeah,
Just honestly.
And even where Blue Boy's captain went, he went up on the hillside and he had a great view.
Yeah.
And was able to get that reset. But Mac G, I mean, coming out in the big play, coming out in the clutch, was able to move in there and get that reset.
Well, not quite the clutch. If it was the clutch, he would be driving a T-32.
That's right. That's right. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at that approach, that T1 Mac attack about to be unleashed here. And as a reminder, all he has to do is do damage in order for the reset to happen. It does happen. 19 seconds left. The T1 goes down, and Simp is able to clean up the rest of Hammer Time. Great play by Mac G, heads-up play. And it's that type of sacrificial play you sometimes have to make. Relics are the same thing for Fulcrum Gaming. And when you have to get that reset, you have to land those shots, you have to get the kill, and that's how they were able to get the win. We're going to jump into battle number 2 after we take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. I know you're enjoying the show. Stay tuned. WGLNA continues after this.
Prohorovka T-32, Object 416, a Pershing, and 2 1390s for Hammer Time against a 416, a T-69, and 3 1390s for Simp main.
Simp main will be the red team spawning to the south. North side, blue is Hammer Time. And Heavy 20, his 1390 is going to be leading the charge. The try attack. Look at that attack. Double smackdown, smack attack, mac attack. Smackdown attack really didn't help that team last time, but NYPD will be scouted here initially.
Whoa.
Nice run for Heavy 20. Did he go a little bit too far? Heavy 20 tried to land a shot behind the rock. He does not fire.
Good driving by NYPD, using the rock as cover to make it very difficult for him to line up a shot. Was able to get out clean.
Yep, that's knowing your path in the beginning of the game. Rookhill loves to talk about the different paths that the light tanks can take to scout. And the information gathering that's going to happen for the next couple of minutes is going to be crucial for both teams here to try to set up anything they can.
This can escalate really badly. You can see the positioning of both teams are on the west side. And I feel like we might just have an all-out brawl clutch.
I would welcome it. We're not seeing that behind the railroad plays we saw Nagatron do against Cunningham's, which was a beautiful play by him in his 1390. Very accurate shots, especially for this AMX French tank, Tier 8 light tank. Not so accurate compared to others at a distance, but he landed a lot of his shots here. But this could be a bit of a standstill too for a while, unless one of the lighter tanks, or even a T-69, decides to go across this railroad area. But if Overlord Prime is able to spot it, that would be bad, because that means they're going to be down one of the autoloaders and they could push in. And those T-32s could prove to be a thorn in the side.
Keep in mind, it is a much heavier lineup out of Hammer Time. Come on, Andre. Out of Hammer Time, Tanker 91 finally taking a little bit of damage here, but he bounced 2 shots. Photo Finish also bounced a shot. So if they go for a brawl right now, I do feel like there is a slight advantage for Hammer Time. They just need to go as one punch. Mac G going to scout it out very soon here, and down he goes. Creekmaster will take the kill.
Creekmaster does unlock the Mac attack. What has he done? A Droxus. Ooh, Endo fires a shot. It looks like it was a miss, but it actually hit against Sazi. But now Endo's going to back up. T-32 and Pershing pushing in here. Pershing takes a shot from his left flank just past the T-32, and that's Heavy 20. And the lineup from Simp as they have a 4-prong approach. These 4 tanks are going to move in against the T-32 and the Pershing. A good play by Simp. We have to be careful on the HP spread, but now they're going to spread the guts of those tanks.
The T-32 and the Pershings just evaporated, but here's where the other tanks are coming in and really doing the damage. Object 416, though, being played by Singh, isn't being targeted down, and he's able to output a lot of damage now, finally able to be shot down a little bit here, but Drynit in his 416 already died Just some really good tanking coming out of the Simp guys, and they have a large advantage.
Really good tanking and really good mobile play and focusing their fire. That's one of the tough things to remember when you're using a 1390 as a team, and that's probably why they're doing so well, is because MacG is dead. He can guide their fire and tell them where to hit. Endo and Heavy 20 are going to be on the southern sweep as Blue Boys captain and Singh. Singh will hold the line as T-69, but Blue Boys captain will move to the railroad section. Heavy 20 is able to spot Zazie, and Endo will take the hit. No, Singh from downtown takes the shot, and his T-69 not moving. Here's NYPD, the other tank they were looking for, and he's going to get unloaded upon in these 1390s. One more shot, and he goes down. The only one left alive is Overlord, and will Simp go on the chase for him with 6 minutes and 3 seconds left on the clock, or will they go for the flag capture? It looks like they're all going to head north and go for the flag capture. Smart move, because Overlord could try to evade them as long as he could. Would get found out, but go for the guaranteed win. Overlord's going to try to put some capture on the flag himself, but he will not be able to capture it in time, since 3 tanks on the flag means triple the points. Now, as a reminder, too, you can have multiple tanks on the flag cap, but it's only 3. It only accelerates by 3. So if you have 6 tanks on the flag cap, and 3 of those tanks are well hidden, you hit a tank, yes, it'll reset the points it was adding to, but it'll keep accelerating at 3. Wow. Endo decides to turn around and get the shot on the T1, and he gets the kill. Simp is able to take battle number 2 in Prokhorovka. The Pershing and the T-32 were seen and barely even heard. A couple shots did try to ring out from them, but they got surrounded. And
you saw the power of those 1390s. Yeah, just coming around. Great prioritization. The Mac attack coming into full effect. Man, the brawling of Simp main is just absolutely unreal. Heavy 20, Blue Boys captain, Endo, all masterful tankers that were able to just engage against those 2 tanks and shut them down so quickly. It didn't matter with the 1390s and the Object 416 firing at them. Just had clean, beautiful play coming out from these Simp main guys.
Yeah, and it's even ramming into each other a little bit there. But the movement of the mobile tanks and continually staying on the move, the 1390s, except the Object 416 trying to land a shot, or excuse me, the 1390 trying to land a shot there and then stopping. But moving together as one, let alone, is difficult. Not ramming into each other, huge. Landing your shots, knowing when to slow down, stop, go, and who's going to go when, where, it comes down to feeling. It really does. And that's something that Mac can't, or at least shouldn't have to call each time, like left flank, right flank. It comes together as a team. That's where scrimmaging and practice comes into play.
Experience, one of the most important things to have in World of Tanks, and we saw that here with Simp main just closing out really, really quickly. Hammer Time behind 0-2. Now, we have seen the comeback today. In fact, Simplistic was able to do it over their opponent's War and Peace. We'll see if they can do it over here with Hammer Time.
Yeah, and it's going to be on Ruinberg. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Simp could close it out, or as Andre said, maybe a huge comeback for Hammer Time. Don't go anywhere. You're watching WGLNA Season 2, Week 2.
Taking a look at the lineup, 2 1500s, an IS-3, a Panther 2, and a 1390 for Hammer Time.
Whoa.
On the other side, we have 2 15-100s, 2 IS-3s, and a single 1390. Now, we've seen the Panther 2 on this map, I believe, by Hammer Time that brought it last time around. And they used it to great effect against War and Peace. We'll see if the same theme rings true here.
Hopefully they got their fire extinguishers ready on that Panther. One of the biggest reasons why some pro players don't bring German tanks to the battlefield is because the suspension is to the front, and how the tank records damage. They'll have the transmission and suspension count for an engine fire, and so if it hits to the front, it is more likely to cause a fire compared to other tanks. That's what was explained to me by the Chieftain and from some other pros.
Right.
So,
but the front has some really nice angling. Here, we can look at it real quick. You can see the angle, but if you're attacking it from the top, very easy to penetrate it. And also, see this lower plate?
Glacius plate?
Catches shells. It says, please shoot me here. I will catch on fire, and then I will die. That's where you shoot a Panther 2, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep. Well, Crimson Corsair is taking some damage in his L tractor. But he's going to stay behind to watch the flag capture perhaps happen here, as the Delta Village will be surrounded, occupied. Heavy levy tax will be set in place to all the citizens here in this village. They'll grow to resent SIMP, and then they'll grow to love them in the second generation, because all the children will only see SIMP everywhere they go, and any words against SIMP will meet with harsh punishment. Or they're just going to leave. They're just going to go south.
MacG and Overlord Prime might have a little bit of a confrontation pretty soon here. MacG turned the butt. And will Overlord Prime take the shot?
No shots yet, but MacG...
I'm actually really surprised. I think you should be taking the shot there. No?
Overlord? I would, and then escape.
Yeah, because think, you've kind of told...
Well, it's Mac.
You've told them that, hey, I'm here in the T1. Oh, gosh. See, the problem is you've already showed, based on the light bulb, 6 cents that went up on all those tanks, that, hey, there is a tank over here.
Yeah.
So you might as well shoot and kill MacG.
Whoa, look at the push now to the north side. Crimson and Blue Boy, the ones that will have to try to halt this a little bit. Crimson Corsair is able to scout Zazi and Drynitz up to the very northern section. That Panther 2 by Drynitz, that medium tank, trying to get in a place where they will stop the counterfire. And there goes Crimson Corsair being destroyed by Drynitz. But the fire from this area, where Blue Boy's captain currently is, and now 39 seconds left as they're going to get a third tank up there in just a little second. And Zazi's going to meet that aggression as Drynitz will push in his Panther 2. However, he has taken a hit on his side, 1129 at 1500. And I like the type of setup they're trying to do here to slow down these tanks moving in. 13 seconds left on the clock. Simp's going to have to move fast to get a reset here, and they do, resetting it to 27 seconds. But now those 3 tanks are back on it, and it goes down back and forth with the reset here. Heavy 20 still trying to push in the IS-3, and he's able to land another shot. But the blue base is under attack from MacG.
Doing a good job. I like that. The T1 advantage is going to be there, so you might as well put it on cap. Adroxus and Heavy 20, these two are going to try to make the big resets. 10, 12 seconds left, and they will be able to just surround the 5100s. Hopefully get a shot on Kriegsmaster. He's the most important one, as he has a lot of the cap points.
Photo Finish gets the last hit against Heavy 20. Adroxus still trying to stay alive. Tanker 91 taking a lot of hits in his IS-3. 10 seconds left until the blue base or red base is under attack, but the T1 goes down. All those points fly into the wind as Adroxus was able to get that kill.
Oh, and Photo Finish needs to defend his friend. Tanker 91 only 1 shot away from dying. And you can see that, no, he's not going to. Wow. Did Adroxus miss that shot?
Yes, Adroxus hit into the husk of the T1 with that shot.
Oh, wow.
Tanker 91 still on the retreat, 149 at a 1500. MacG still staying on top of the capture base for blue. And Photo Finish is going to actually leave the battle to try to get to MacG in time with 30 seconds left to go. Tanker 91 still on the chase. Tries to get a nice hit against Adroxus. He does, but the HP pool is just too darn high for Adroxus. And Tanker 91 will go down as Adroxus lines up this final shot. There he goes. Adroxus 140 at a 1500, however, as the Panther 2 is coming around the corner. Adroxus, the only heavy tank left alive here for Simp, and Drynitz misses the shot.
Both of them missed the shot. Really unfortunate. Adroxus had the chance to kind of clear things up. MacG goes down. There it is. Adroxus will go down. Guys, we're seeing the beginning of a potential comeback. Hammer time. Taking a win.
I would love for you to show us the stats of that Panther, Andre, to see
beautiful position
what it did, because I really liked where they set up that 1390 and that Panther to slow down the aggression in a trade fire.
Let's go into my screen right now, and we all can see 1,905 damage. Look how many kills that he got, though. That's the most important thing. 4 kills, was able to clean up a lot of these tanks. And Photo Finish, he got 3 kills as well, although 5,100, that's not exactly what you want to be doing, but still, both these guys were able to do a great job in this engagement. What it really came down to was the cap put all of the Simp main guys in a very bad position for the initiation, to the point where they didn't have to worry. The screen gave them the HP advantage. From there, they can just go all out brawling. The 2 T1s that were on cap basically said, hey, IS-3s, shoot these T1s. And that's a bad idea, right? You don't want that to happen. But they need to reset that cap, so it's very vital that they did that.
It was vital, and they kept having that reset go on and on and on and on. And it traded, or it didn't trade, but spread out the damage for those tanks. And that was very crucial as well, because if you want to target fire a tank, great. You'll eliminate those points, but those other tanks are going to be accumulating points, and that's why they had to go in for that T1.
And not only that, allocating a whole 300, average 390 damage to a single T1 helps the rest of your team so much. You saw, just think of those two T1s, if those two shots from the IS-3s average around 800 damage, 780 actually, was put on the Panther, then the Panther 2 dies in one shot with the Brawl, right? So
that's not what happened.
that's exactly, that's exactly right.
All right, let's take a quick break. We come back. Battle number 4 of Simp versus Hammer Time. Stay tuned.
Two 5100s and 3 IS-3s for Hammer Time. On the other side, we have two 5100s, 2 IS-3s, and an Object 416. Man, this Object 416 showing up everywhere on every map.
Indeed, my friends. I am really thrilled to see a new tank being brought to the lineup, but that Panther 2 really proved its space, proved its value in that engagement against Simp here. So let's see what is going to be brought to the table in terms of aggression. Heavy 20 lining up that reverse setup here, having the back of his armor exposed in an angle to increase the bounce chances against that armor.
That's right.
Adroxus set up in a similar way, except this time face forward. And I like this dual setup because Heavy 20 can lead targets towards him, and Adroxus can move into this alleyway right here and then move around for a flank fire as they try to chase his friend. So it's a good little startup setting for both these IS-3s, but nobody's going to take the bait yet. MacG and the T1 is the one that's furthest to the north here. He does not see anything yet, but Tanker 91 is the one that's furthest to the south. He doesn't see him either. So Blue Boy's captain in his T69 is going to decide, you know what, guys? Or excuse me, not T69, Object 416. I'm going to go up the railroad here, see what I can see. Not going to see much. And he's going to hide behind the buildings here. Not take any damage, because you don't want to lose any HP values at any time in an before an engagement, because you will go in at a disadvantage.
Yeah, just very stagnant play from both teams. Of course, Hammer Time defending the north block, and Simp defending the south block. Nothing really.
Nothing really happening else, man. Nothing really going on. I'm sure a couple people here might be turning on their grills, maybe to make some dinner, cook some rice. That's what I'd be doing if we wanted to play passive.
Cooking rice?
I think tonight I'm just gonna have chips and salsa.
That's not a dinner.
Well, I forgot to.
That's a terrible
I forgot
diet.
to take the chicken out of the freezer.
Yeah, that's a terrible diet. You should probably not eat that. Eat something healthier, especially for a growing man like you.
It is healthy. I'll probably also have a can of fruit.
A can of fruit?
Mm-hmm. Whole can.
A can.
Yeah.
So like just doused in preserves. Clutch, I'm judging you
Sure.
right now.
Do it. It's fine.
And I'm saying,
Boom! Adroxus gets the first kill against Kriegmaster. Kriegmaster can judge everyone else now on the battlefield since he is dead.
this is the worst possible location you can go. Don't cross this line because there is a shot, and it's actually relatively easy. You can see, I will zoom in. You can see that it is a pretty easy shot from all the way over here.
Now,
So don't do that.
if I was Simp, I'd be playing defensive as well, since they're up 2-1. And if this is a draw, it means Hammer Time would have to win the next battle in order for it to be a draw. So the ball really is in the court of Hammer Time to see if they can counter this defensive play from Simp. MacG is going to push up just in the nick of time here.
MacG's so bold, man.
He is. He is. But he's able to scout that IS-3 moving just around the corner. Tinker 91.
Now, everybody else, they're just going to move up. Blue Boy's captain should even move up, but there's going to be a big rotation from the rest of the blue team. Hammer Time looks like are going to the north side. Are they just going to set up camp here? Yes, they will.
Yep.
And they're just going to play ultra defensive. And Tinker 91 going to blow all of his cover.
Adroxus in the IS-3. Oh, shot fired, and it bounces right off that IS-3, right off the turret there. Wow. Wow, huge divot into that armor. Incredible. And so the return fire comes out from the other IS-3 Heavy 20. It looks like that one didn't land. That was quite a bounce on Adroxus.
They're just going to reposition after noticing, okay, well, our position has been found yet again. They're going to prepare a concave to beat that as well. So they are rotating all over to the east side. 5 minutes and 30 seconds left in the match. And it looks like they're just playing ultra defensive because they know they're down one tier 1.
Well, Endo's going to be leading the charge in his 5100, one of the top players when it comes to this heavy tank. And he's going to turn around the corner to see if any tanks have been waiting for him. Not the case. T1 will be spotted, Overlord Prime, all the way over to the east, and he will be moving a little bit more to the west side.
Wow, big centerline push. But is it too late? How does SIMP actually know this is happening? This is insane. Maybe they saw things breaking and they're just taking assumptions. I'm not sure, but there's this big centerline. Okay, they're not actually pushing in. They've assumed everybody's gone over to the east side, but this is going to come as a big surprise. The rest of Hammer Time has just moved directly into cap, and they're going to go for some cap pressure, hopefully trying to win the game right here.
Crimson Corsair and Blue Boys Captain, the only tanks that are furthest to the south to at least put a little bit of pressure on them. Crimson Corsair is not going to be able to do much in the T1, but he could do enough to slow down the capture. However, the trigger has not been pulled. For the blue team, they are not getting on the flag yet, and I like this play because they are making SIMP second guess what is happening. It's slowing their approach, and they're not fanning out. None of them are going the railroad side, obviously because it would be covered. But Crimson Corsair in that T1 is going to be a huge communication factor. If he goes down or if he spots, which he does, the 5100s and the IS-3, SIMP is going to act accordingly, and here they go.
Not like this. They're not even caring about actually taking caps. They should get into more defensive positions from here. Tanker 91 in the middle of everything. You need to be careful because he is very easily the one to prioritize first. Drynet's now going up a little bit. He needs to be careful from his side as the rest of SIMP main are getting excellent concaves, excellent crossfires, and there it is. The initiation has started. Endo taking a lot of damage, down to 213 hit points.
This T1 may be able to take down Zazie that's firing from the eastern position. Crimson Corsair is not being targeted. Oh, nope, Zazie's able to back out, but now SIMP is able to target fire these IS-3s, and the Object 416 from Blue Boys Captain is going to clean up from the rear side. Nice shot by Endo, destroying the 5100, and here comes Blue Boys Captain, annihilating, or at least trying to, the remaining tanks for Hammer Time. Blue Boys Captain, the 416 at 844 out of 1200, lining up the shot against Photo Finish. Tanker 91 trying to get some shots in to the push from SIMP. This tier 1 from Crimson is keeping these tanks, these Hammer Time tanks, occupied and upset as he's trying to land a couple more hits here. None of them actually penetrate. None of those penetrate, but Blue Boys Captain's able to get the kill in that 416, and Adroxus takes down almost Heavy 20, able to clean up the last remaining tank for Hammer Time. SIMP closes the series 3-1 on Ensk, and they were prepared to move in against those tanks. I have to say, Crimson Corsair loosened up one of those 5100s by taking a couple shots and jumping into his score real quick. He shot 117 times, direct hits 70, penetrations 19, 175 damage. It may not be much, but that is the difference of one shot for a low roll on a 5100.
No, that it's like half of a shot. But still, I mean, it makes the difference.
That shot.
Right? It still makes the difference, and that's what it comes down to. And T1 play, we can't undervalue that, I think. And
Yep.
I know we were planning on some T1 rewards at the end of the season. When it comes down to it, that's some great T1 play coming out of Crimson Corsair.
Really was, and to be in that position, scouting who was coming where, and how the 5100s were set up in that position, and the IS-3s poked out. I liked it from Hammer Time, but SIMP target fired the 5100s and took them down pretty significantly. All right, so that does it for that series. We're going to take a break and get ready for the next series. We're moving fast here. We are moving fast. Cap Fast Nation versus Game Over for the final series of the night. Stay tuned. You're watching WGLNA.